Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. So what's the difference between guilt and shame? Both of them are negative emotions, but they are very different. Different in terms of how they originate, how they make us feel, how we deal with them, and the kind of impact that they have on our life. So guilt is a more outwardly directed emotion. It's we do something or don't do something and somebody else gets affected by it. So we make a mistake and somebody else kind of pays a price for it, or gets inconvenienced or feels bad or hurt about it. When it comes to shame, it's more directed towards our own self, it's more internalized. So it's not that I made a mistake. Shame flips the sentence around and it's like I am a mistake or I am the mistake. So it's more directed towards ourself. It is kind of a judgment on who we are, not what we did or what we are doing, rather who we are. Also, the origin of both of these emotions are pretty different. Like guilt comes pretty later in life, in the sense that maybe in childhood, but not so early, because toddlers have no sense of empathy, so guilt doesn't develop. It develops a sense of guilt, a sense of empathy for others develops a bit later. But shame, on the other hand, is something so painful, so intense and so negative that even a baby will feel shame, though they don't have words to describe it. They don't know words, they don't know, but the brain understands the feeling of shame so well. So shame is kind of ingrained much earlier, and that is why it can be much more devastating compared to guilt. Now, guilt in itself, even though it's negative, it brings with itself a sense of agency, a sense of control, a sense of power, because you are motivated to take action, to make amends, to repair. So socially it is kind of good, because what happens? You make a mistake, you see the other person is inconvenienced and they are, let us say, feeling bad or whatever it is, and you feel guilty. Next comes what? I can change this. I can do something to fix this situation. I can stop doing what I am doing and make it better. Shame, on the other hand, brings a sense of helplessness, because it's not that what we do, it's that who we are. So our sense of being is lost. So it's like no matter what I do, it's never going to be enough. It's like the benchmark is set so high that we'll never reach it, that we are never worthy enough. So there is a big damage to a sense of self, to the sense of self-esteem, to the sense of self-worth, and the impact that it has on us. Now, guilt can impact us negatively also. It can make you ruminate, it can make you spiral quite a bit into negativity. But shame, on the other hand, is much more a devastating emotion. Shame, untreated, let's say unfaced, leads to addictions of all kinds: food, narcotics, alcohol. Shame leads to mental health issues, and I'm not just talking about depression and anxiety, I'm also talking about bipolar. I'm also talking about other things that people deal with. And in guilt, you feel bad, you can talk to somebody. Shame generally isolates you because you're alone. You feel, it's like even without anybody knowing, you feel ostracized. You're alone, you're lonely, you're in that place where you know you just don't deserve to have anything good in life. So your sense of worth is absolutely gone. So there is no motivation to do anything good in life. So there is nothing, the feeling you get is there is nothing that I can do to change this. Because if this is who I am, then how do I change who I am? So I must justify these labels of who I am by indulging in self-sabotage and self-destructive behaviors. That is why shame is so powerful. That is why shame needs to be faced head-on. Guilt can actually be positive. Guilt can actually spur us into action. It can motivate us. It can inspire us. But shame almost always leads to a sense of worthlessness, a sense of not even allowed to exist, and that is so painful to deal with. And often you see the affect, the manifestation of this sense of shame into all kinds of painful self-sabotage behavior. People who eat too much, people who drink, people who do drugs, people who cheat on their partners. It all starts with shame. Shame of being worthless, shame of never being enough as a person, as a human being. So I hope that helped, and thank you so much for taking the time and watching the video.